Are we ready?
I guess we're ready, mate. Yeah.
You're the first LisFUB.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means, but it plays to my vanity, so that's fine. Yeah.
Alright, so let's start with your full name.
I was born James Michael Roberts, but that's a misnomer because I got it changed a couple of years ago to Jack Rackham.
What?
To Jack Rackham. It's based off a pirate. So I was looking for a name. We're an old band. I was like, I need a better name than James Roberts. It's crap for a lead guitarist. So I flicked through a book of pirates and there's Calico Jack. His real name was John Rackham. Jack Rackham. It's JR. I don't need to change the signature much. Boom, job done.
So that's your legal name?
That's my legal name. I'm not using it, so technically I'm living under an alias, but you know, hey ho.
Okay. Jack. What?
Jack Rackham.
Jack Rackham.
Like Rackham.
Rackham.
Yeah.
Okay. Jack Rackham.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Jack Rackham.
You too, Scott. Yeah.
I always thought it was James Roberts. But...
I know.
Okay.
Secret double life.
When were you born and where?
I was born 22nd of July, 1985, in Manchester General Hospital on a Monday. Yeah. £10, 7 ounces. That was a fat fuck, yeah. Cheeseburgers, yeah. Melted down, pureed, straight from the tits. Yeah.
Is that where you grew up in Manchester?
No, I was there for about a year, and then my parents moved to the Wirral, which is a peninsula between Wales and Liverpool, Merseyside, and that's where I spent until I moved to university. And then I was in Birmingham for 3-4 years, then Coventry for 1 or 2, and then I've been here in Frankfurt for 10 years.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to the childhood.
Okay. Yes, doctor.
So how big is your family?
Mum and dad, and then I have a younger brother who's 18 months younger than me. His birthday, he's born 9 months after Valentine's Day, so... I don't think it was planned, you know, but it might just been just coincidence.
How was life growing up?
It was alright. I mean, it's quite a sheltered existence. We were right by the sea, so we did a lot of sailing and kayaking and bits and pieces. We lived on the back of a wood, like a forest, so there was a lot of time spent out there just running around in nature. And I was a fat kid, so I spent most of my time inside playing computer games, like the SNES or something. So, you know, not a lot of social skills growing up, but you know, you gain them with time. You know, so it was a nice, pleasant, you know, middle class life.
Nice middle class.
Yeah.
So you spend a lot of time playing video games by yourself, or
yeah, with my brother, we could only spend like half an hour before we were at each other like cats and dogs. So, yeah.
And any big influences on your life during this time? Someone really stick out?
Maybe my grandfather, who's passed now. And he was just a character, and he was a great guy, lots of love, but all the stories, he'd sit you down, he'd bring you all around, he'd tell you stories about his time. And honestly, I'm not even sure now if half of them are bullshit or not, but the great stories, like him telling you not to run over a snake in a Jeep because it'll go around it'll spin around a wheel and come back in the car, or he's telling his times how when he was in the army, and he said he got hit by a spear from a Zulu warrior, and I'm just thinking, I'm looking at the timelines, I think that's bullshit, Granddad, but I just love it, you know. He taught me, my brother, at the time there was a worry about glue sniffing. It was in the newspapers, and he said, well, come to my garage, you and your brother, and I'm like 8, my brother's 6, and I'm going to say what solvents smell like so you won't do them. So he puts this like solvent glue in the bottom of a paper bag, and he tells us to take a massive huff. So we all take like a massive huff. We spend like half an hour on the floor, stoned out of our brains. And he's just like, just don't tell your mum and dad about this, will you? Like, no, Granddad, no.
Okay, so that turns you off of glue.
I mean, I still love the smell. I still get an erection every time I open a Sharpie. But but no, it was just he was just a kind of a mad guy, and I really like that about him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. And how were you as a student?
I'd say fairly mediocre. I didn't excel in anything. I liked maths, and I could do electronics at school, so I did that, and I was good at that. Arts, I was good at arts. I've always done a lot of art since I was younger, and competitions and stuff. But then when it got to school, you had to draw this, and this is what you're going to draw. And I was kind of like, fuck yourself. I'm going to do what I want. And I don't want to do Mondrian this week. I'm going to do Still Life, and I'm going to turn it in. And so I failed that one, and it was like my proudest failure. It was brilliant because it's just a case I know I can do it, but kind of fuck you know.
Okay, and this was by the seaside.
This is by the seaside, yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then you left. When did you leave?
18 to go to university.
Okay.
And I studied electronic engineering at Birmingham University.
How did that go?
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. I spent a lot of it drinking Snakebite and Black with my friends, and
I mean, did school go well, or did the
school go well. Everything outside of school wasn't really a lot. I mean, I had friends, like certain good friends that you'd hang out and cause trouble with, but I was pretty boring. I was pretty boring and nondescript, like I have to say. You're kind of finding your place within the social strata of the school. And I was no good at football, which as an Englishman, it's just like, it's kind of a bit of a pariah there. So I'm mostly in goal or a goalpost. You can't be. So you're hanging out with people you're in class with. Those are your friends, but you don't really sort of. There was no one who was on the same wavelength to sort of really gel. They're just your friends by proxy,
Oh, because you didn't share the same type of...
Yeah, they're good at football, yeah. And I had like 2 left feet that had been paralysed since age of 5. It was awful. It was terrible. So I just left it as it was. So I hung out with them, but I never really found my groove.
And after university, what did you do after?
I worked as a systems engineer, and the best way to describe that is like you see Homer Simpson in front of that panel, all the meters and bits and pieces. Well, I designed those control panels for wind, water, oil, almost like Captain Planet, but not quite. And you have a little bit of everything. You do these patterns. I did that for a couple of years, I think 4 or 5 years maybe. And then I came here after meeting a girl, a German girl.
So a woman brought you?
Yeah, a woman brought me.
And how did that?
It didn't end well, but I decided I'd been here then by 2 years, so I was like, I'm going to stick it out. I'm here now. And I'd already spent a lot of effort learning the language and integrating, drinking the beer, eating the sausages, It was hard, but you gotta do it. And so I stuck around, I stayed, and I stayed over here.
So you love it here? You like
I fucking love it. I love it. Frankfurt's mein Heimat, yeah.
And why do you think you love it so much? What do you love about it so much?
I think part of this is, as an expatriate, is you have rose-tinted glasses and everything you see, and everything's new and a little bit different. And so everything is, you're away, you're a little bit free. You can kind of, when you come to another country, no one knows you. You can reinvent yourself as much as you're able to. And I found Frankfurt, I always spoke the language, and a lot of people here, it's very international, they'll speak English with you. But if you can speak German, then people will talk to you, and they enjoy it, they like the fact that you put the effort in. Because you don't need to, you can get around with no problem in Frankfurt with just English. And I think they enjoyed it. And also, you can get away with almost murder as an expat. You speak to police and I don't speak German, really sorry, I had no idea, that was against the law. And then you're like, I'm totally fluent, fuckers, But I met some really cool people here. I met some awesome people here, in the first couple of years, and they took me under their wing, and I just love the debauchery of Frankfurt, yeah.
So you plan on staying?
Definitely. I've got no plans to move back. I've got no plans to. I mean, I could definitely stay the rest of my life in Germany.
And are you still working as an engineer?
No. At the moment, I am. Can I say? I'm not really.
Well, you don't have to say.
Yeah, I'm working in an institution in Frankfurt. No, when I came here, I was an engineer, but then I found a job in Frankfurt, which has nothing to do with engineering. I'd gone for an engineering interview, but the interviewer got these wrong notes. He thought I was going for a sales position. So I was like, well, I'm here anyway. So I interviewed for it and I got the job. And then I was in sales. In here, doing telesales, which is kind of like you ring up people every day to be hung up on. You lose a small part of your soul every day that you never get back. And, you know, it's just. But it is, I always hated like picking up the phone and calling people. But now I can just do it because I'm just like, here we go. You know.
Okay, so it's okay that you're not in engineering. Is that fine for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a shame in a way. Definitely, something you spend all this time sort of learning this stuff, and you have.
Was it a passion of yours?
I mean, electrocuting people and pissing about with components. It was a lot of fun for me, yeah. But I can also supplement with that with other activities on the side, and I still do electronic works and stuff and programming and building in my own time, which is nice.
So are these some of your passions? What's your biggest passion?
Biggest passion is music.
Music.
100%, yeah. And it's something I found when I was about 15. And I'd listened to all this music and this really cool stuff, and I asked my parents for Christmas for a guitar, and they told me to, nah. So I phoned up my grandparents. I said, "Can I get a guitar for Christmas?" They were like, "Sure." And I was like, "Dude, and here we go, done."
Grandparents come.
Oh man, in they come, grandpa and granddad. And yeah, I mean, she was musical, so I bought a guitar, and then that was it. I was playing 8 hours a day. I'd wake up in the morning, I'd play an hour, I'd walk to school, I'd come back at lunch to play another hour, go back, and I mean, what's cool is I never knew I had anything for music or for guitar or anything, but then I found it, and I found this one passion that burns alive in me like an unstoppable ember, and it's incredible to find that and to find that piece that you didn't know was missing but still fulfills you. And it's every day. I mean, I've got so many guitars. I'd have to count them, but it's over 10 at the moment. I can't fucking know. And they're all up on the wall, and I'm picking one down, like acoustic or classical finger picking, slide. I've got a banjo. I got a whole lot, and I love it. It's just this sense of real zen, and being able to master an instrument is something that you've done yourself, your own. You've put the effort in. You're the only one that's done that, despite the obstacles, and you've still overcome that and mastered an instrument. Fuck, man, that's the best feeling in the world.
Okay, well I was thinking about, I wanted to know, what do you think is a successful life? What is a successful life? Does that play in with pursuing a passion?
Good question. I mean, a successful life for me is a happy life and a good life. That I've been a good person and I've done, and I'm just happy. I've had some bad turns over the years, and like I've been unemployed and homeless for a bit, sleeping on a friend's sofa, and it just came down to the whole money bollocks, the whole job. It's almost a bit of luck that you get the job that you love, and you think about everyone who is just doing a 9 to 5 and getting into the money and the paycheck. I don't like that. I revolve around sort of my own well-being. With the well-being around me, and if I can close my life at 90 in a room surrounded by my grandchildren, sitting in a chair, telling them all the times that Grandpa James did, Grandpa Jack, maybe, and all these stories and stuff, that's a success for me. But it's a very hard sort of thing to define. But for me, it's happy and to have a good life, as a good person. Yeah. No, I mean in our family, it was never there at all. My parents sent me and my brother to Sunday school, which I now realise was just an excuse for them to get us out of the house so they could fuck. I think pretty much. I mean, it's got to be. Oh, it's got to be. No, I mean, religion's not a massive thing in the UK. And we went to a school which was connected to a church, and I know the Lord's Prayer, and I know all the stories from the Bible. I've read the goddamn thing enough times and heard it in assembly, but it never made sense to me. As when we were young, my grandparents had brought books on like Norse myths and legends and other myths and legends, and to me it was all the same thing. Oh, here's the story of the birth of the earth, here's Garden of Eden, here's the large tree, Rigazar, with the squirrel running up. That's part of the Norse. And it was all the same, and everyone was the same. And it's just like, it's all bullshit. No one knows. And the fact is, if something else had happened, some monumental thing where Islam or Judaism or Christianity, it stopped and just become in that area, then there would be something else to replace it. And it's just an ongoing thing. It's just, so it means nothing to me. I hold nothing against them. There's a lot of real good people I know, and they use that faith to sort of push them, but I don't feel I need an old man's book to know what's right and wrong. You know, it makes no sense to me.
What about politically? Are you politically active?
Politically, I'm well on the left. I'm not. I'm very, very interested in US politics. Super nerdy about that shit. I mean, like, I even have like Washington Post and New York Times subscriptions because I got tired of going into private window and then like reading the 5 articles and then close and then going back and I'm like, God damn, I'm just gonna fucking buy it. And it was just, I read that shit every day in Politico. Like, I'm really interested in that because my younger brother was in the army and he got sent to Afghanistan based on the back end of the war with Iraq. And you know, I was going to school, picking up my friend in the morning, turning on TV and watching them shell Iraq, and there's, you know, BBC reporters and flak jackets and helmets, you know, with media on, and just watching this every day. It's like, this is shit, this is awful. You're watching these like small buildings in these towns, and you know it's not army in there, it's people, you and me, the same hopes and dreams, and they're the ones getting shelled. And I realised, you know, America's the big dog, and they're wagging everyone else's tails. And if I don't pay attention to what's happening over there, you realise that it's gonna hurt you over. It's gonna affect you anyway. And it affected my brother. It was, you know, and since then, I've been on it every day. I can tell you probably half the senators at the moment in the Senate by name and state. And
so that means you actively participate, though?
I mean, how can I can't participate in American politics, obviously.
Yes, but,
I'm not Michael Cohen. I mean, yeah, I vote. I vote here. I voted obviously against Brexit because I'm not fucking stupid. But I mean, I voted here. In fact, last year I voted in the local elections for the mayor. I was so proud of myself. I was like, check me out, get some voting on. I voted for the Green Party candidate, and she's in a power coalition. She's in a coalition with her, and I was like, great, my candidate won. I was like, my vote mattered. Yeah, check it. I was so proud. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to be able to vote again. Right? It's a big thing. It's huge.
But in a good way. That's a good thing.
I mean, I don't like people telling me what to do, so I'm very stubborn, I suppose. I like to help. I like to help people with anything. Maybe a bit of a teacher, but not a smart ass. I wouldn't say I'm arrogant. But you know, what I'm good at, I'm good. Without being, you know, not can about it. Excuse me. And I wouldn't say dependable in emergency, but I'm not a dependable person.
When it counts,
I'm there. When shit hits the fan, I'm there with a squeegee. You know, it's no problem. Yeah. All I want to be is happy, and everything else is irrespective of that. I just want to be happy. That's the only thing that matters. Really.
Travel back in time and give your younger self some advice. What would it be?
I thought about this a few times. I'd probably say get that lump checked out. So keep going, and you're going to go through a lot of hard shit, some real dog shit times. The friendships that you've cultivated over the years and the people that you know and love, they love you back, even if you don't realise it, and that you are special, and not to worry about it. It's going to be okay. It makes you stronger. You're going to climb through shit. You're going to throw over broken glass. You're going to be stronger for it, and it's going to make you a better person. So, chill, sunshine. Be alright. Be alright.
And how long have you been coming to the Four Corners?
I think I came here, probably the first time 10 years ago when Detlef was still behind the bar. And then it's here where I met the guys in the band. It's now a lot closer to work, so I can walk back, once every 2 weeks when I come here. That's a massive underestimate, but that's a while, yeah. But I've probably been a regular properly for the last couple of years,
What do you like about it so much?
I like the people. That's it. It's all the people. There's a family here. It's like Cheers. You walk in, Norm, Cliff. You walk in, James. Right? There's always some, there's always some reprobate at the end of the bar, and you're just like, fantastic, right? If you fancy a drink, and you've had a pissed off day, and you're just upset, and you're like, God damn, you come there. You always know there's someone who will just jump on the ship with you and just sail to oblivion land. Just like there's always a helping hand like that. I love it. So there's the people that make it. The beer's expensive. But yeah.
James, thank you so much.
We're done. All right. Rock and roll. Thanks. It's been a pleasure, Scott. Yeah. You too, Rafael.